Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dan here, and first off, I'd like to apologize for the long delay between this video and the last one. Quite a bit has come up since then, and I just haven't had the desire to record anything. Uh, I'll explain this a little bit more in a future video, but for right now, we're just gonna do some World of Tanks. So I have been busy with other things in the past few weeks, but I've still had time to do some World of Tanks. So, to start things off, we have a game with my brother and I. Now, something you're probably not going to realize is that he has played World of Tanks before, but it's been about a year. So he hasn't played this game in about a year, and this was one of the first games we did after we came back. Him and I are communicating over Skype right now, so we're trying to figure out where we want to go. So we just had a horrible defeat the previous battle, so I'm just saying, we should probably do something crazy and just try to go up the hill and try to do like a swinging, flanking maneuver. So he seemed to be alright with that. So we are both driving Panzer IIs. He is trying to work his way down the heavier medium line for the Germans. And I happen to like the Panzer II quite a bit. It's it's not very fast, but it's relatively fast. It's got fair armor, and the autocannon on it is pretty good as well. Only downside is that the penetration is not usually good enough to get through the fronts of T-18s, hence the reason why I always carry some premium ammunition just for that. And it just so happens there are 4 of them on the enemy team. Now, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of the team has gone up here, and no one has gone down the 8 line. And I'm pointing this out to Matthew right now, so I'm just like, you know what, we need to gun it so we can swing down and hopefully cut off their advance before it happens. We're already down a tank. Of course, the T-18s are, T-18s, and they're using their howitzers. And another T-18 got a kill. I take advantage of this guy firing. Unleash a full magazine into him. Reload. This T-7 combat car has no idea what he's doing. My brother finishes off the T2 medium, and I decide, you know what, we're just gonna screw the T7 combat car. We need to get down there as soon as possible, because they are pushing down the 8 line like I had predicted they would. By the time we reach the bottom of this hill, this game is going to go awfully one-sided. So we're already down by 3 tanks. The only person on my team who has gotten a kill is someone who hasn't played the game in about a year. I'm going to change that, though. Now we're down by 4 tanks. 5 tanks. Okay, so my brother and I, and the T-18 on our team, are the only ones with any kills, and we're still down by 4 tanks. So at this point, I'm just telling my brother, you know what, we're just going to just take whatever you can get, because this doesn't look like it's going to be a victory. So, getting ready to cross the field, and I notice a poor MS-1, unsure of what he's trying to do, so I take advantage of him, go for the reload, and I'm about to cross the field, and then I notice there's a T1 Cunningham. I try to get my brother to turn and shoot at him. He didn't react fast enough. So, together, him and I have accumulated 4 kills, and somehow we've actually managed to pull this game back. Problem is now the enemy team is starting to cap. There are 2 of them on the capture circle. So I load up the premium ammunition, and then I realize the more immediate threat is the Panzer I. I need to reset the cap, so hit him first, and then deal with the T-18. Of course, my magazine doesn't finish them off. So my second one does. Now I load up the premium ammunition because I do not want to take any chances with this T-18. He takes a shot at my brother, who then miraculously penetrates him with regular ammunition. I haven't really taught him about the premium stuff just yet. He's still kind of a newbie. So between him and I, we've accumulated 6 kills. And it looks like, well, it looked like things were going to be in our favor because we were ahead by 2 tanks. But, of course, T-18s and their derp guns pulling it back. So he's going down the center of the field. It's about this point I'm directing him, try to come across diagonally, don't go directly down the field, just because the T-18s can get a clear shot on you, and that's not going to end well if they do. So now the scores are even yet again. Now this guy who just made that comment right now, he's going to be horribly butthurt in, well, just a minute. Do a quick drive-by, try to see what they're doing. T-18, not fast enough to shoot at me. So the T-18 driver on our team who just made that comment, he's going to be very upset in a minute. With almost no reason whatsoever, but, I'll let you guys see it. Somehow, he wasn't using the howitzer and actually bounced on me. Now this is a very dangerous position I'm in, because if he's using the howitzer, I can get killed in one shot. But my brother has his flank, so I'm telling him over Skype, go for it, shoot him in the flank. He's focused on me right now. So my brother finishes him off. Together, him and I have 8 kills. And there's only one enemy tank left, the medium 1. Tier 1. And I'm 1 kill off of getting a top gun in a tier 2 match. I want this really bad. So I'm telling my brother, stay here. I'm going to go see if I can try to find him. And then he starts capping, so I'm like, oh man, I'm going to go get this guy. I'm thinking about it. Now here's where the T-18 on our team starts spazzing out. Now, we have almost a 20-point lead on him. We're going to cap out no matter what. And if I get back in time, which I will, I can reset the cap. So now he's calling me an idiot, even though we have the win in the bag right now. My brother just needs to stay there. That's all that needs to happen. And all I have to do is hit the guy in the cap circle once, and it's reset. So he's calling me a fool. I just think it's a little hilarious, though. Because we're going to win. And of course now he shuts up because he realizes how close I am to the cap circle. Cap reset. Ram him. And finish them off for the top gun. Now together, my brother and I managed to pick up 9 kills, and if you didn't notice, that T-18 driver went oddly silent right after I got that kill. I wonder if I proved him wrong. Anyway, so that was a pretty crazy game. As you can tell, it looked like it was going to be a defeat right from the start. But we somehow managed to pull it back. I'll pull up the screenshots of the result screen sort of stuff, and I'll get the second replay. Yeah, I'm doing 2 today. I'll get that pulled up afterwards. Alright, so here we go. The results screen. Unsurprisingly, well, that's kind of surprising. First class mastery badge, kind of all of these lesser important medals, almost almost 10,000 credits and 811 experience, top gun, cool-headed, uh, defender, and brothers in arms. And here is, yeah, kind of self-explanatory. And then, unsurprisingly, top of team for damage and XP and kills. My brother came in third for XP. And yeah, 3.52 kilometers traveled. I literally went around that map a few times all over the place. Surprisingly made a profit despite firing off most of my premium ammunition. And overall, pretty good result for a game that looked like it was going to be a defeat. Alright, so I'm going to get the next replay loaded up, and this is going to be a brand new tank I have not featured yet on this channel, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Alright, so SU-85B. Now, slight story behind this. This was a tank I have never featured on my channel before. I featured, I believe, the AT-2 at some point, the SU-76, MS-1, basically most of those tanks that led up this line. But I haven't featured this one before. Mostly because I was absolutely awful in it. But recently getting back into the SU-85I, well, the SU-85B actually has the same gun, except it's slightly better. And it's a whole tier lower, so it sees the same tanks, except in this case, it can sometimes be max tier against tier 3s. And I was like, yep, I forked over all of the money that I wanted on this thing. I basically purchased everything I'm going to need for it. Refritted a whole new crew to it. High level crew as well. They came off of one of my higher tier tank destroyers. And I'm going to use this thing to absolutely pummel the enemy team. So this is my first match in it in over a year. And there's a reason why I'm showing this match off. So I'm kind of taking up my standard tank destroyer position whenever I spawn on this side of the map. Just kind of covering the riverbed. And then at this point I'm like, nope, not going to let my team lose this one. So I'm going to go aggressive now. And a tank destroyer that only has 25 millimeters of armor in the front and basically paper for armor on the sides. This thing doesn't take shells well. But I'm not going to let my team lose my first match in this thing again. So I'm going to get stuck in. Put this gun to work. First shot goes in cleanly. Artillery focused down on me this entire game. Probably, I have no idea why they did, but they did anyway. Stewart is in the way. Problem with this tank though is it has really poor gun depression, but I'm kind of used to that at this point, so it's not really a problem. Artillery absolutely destroys the AMX-38. Again, artillery trying to focus down on us. I'm going to get me some of that DW2. Ooh. Tank destroyer. Let's take care of that. Alright, so we're only winning by one tank at this point. We're basically only winning by one at this point. I'm going to go hunt down that T-28 and the Hetzer eventually, so I'm going to go for the T-28, who, quite surprisingly, shows up just in time for me to ram him to death. 4 kills. Hetzer misses his first shot. I should have aimed this shot a little bit better. In fact, I probably should have aimed in on that shot. Sticking behind the cover of the building so the artillery doesn't get me. One kill off from getting a top gun. This martyr's going to be mine. Finish off the martyr, and all of the artillery is basically being spotted now, so I should have loaded up high explosive, but I figured by the time I had it loaded up they would be dead anyway, so I just stuck with what I had. Now, I thought the artillery was to my left at this point, so that came surprisingly close to killing me. Matilda hidden behind that mound there. Can't really get an effective shot on him, so I load up high explosive in an attempt to do at least some damage to him. Take out his track. I'm trying to splash him right now, but it doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot. So I just load up regular ammunition. I'm going to try to take him on. He kindly drives out right in front of my gun, so I'm able to finish him off for my 8th kill. Load up high explosive and start driving in the direction I thought the artillery was. Sadly, he gets spotted by the looks, and I'm unable to get my 9th kill. So, first match in this thing in over a year. And I end up getting 8 kills. And you're going to see exactly what I get for awards and medals and all of that fun stuff. I'll load those up and I'll be back with you then. Alright, so unsurprisingly, Mastery Badge. Prior to this game, I did not have Mastery on this tank. In fact, I probably only had second class, because that was back whenever I was really bad. So, first game in this in over a year, and Mastery Badge, Fire for Effect, not really that important. Quite a large amount of XP and credits for a Tier 4 game, High Caliber and Top Gun. And if I... Yep. 1,090 damage, 8 kills, 995 experience. And 14 shots fired, 13 direct hits, 11 penetrations. That was kind of crazy. And yeah, for my first game in this thing in over a year, that was actually a really nice turnout. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching and sticking around, even though I have been basically gone for a month now. I'll have to do a video later on kind of explaining why I was gone for so long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've got more scheduled for in the future, and most of them are just going to be me playing games and getting Mastery Badge or whatever. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.